The gentle hum of the quantum diagnostics lab couldn't mask Sarah Chen's racing heartbeat as she stared at her holoscreen. The shield harmonics didn't add up. They hadn't for the past 3 weeks. As Earth's leading quantum shield specialist, she'd analyzed the Arcturian defense technology specifications forwards and backwards, and something was fundamentally wrong. "Dr. Chen," the lab's eye assistant chimed. "Admiral Drake requests your presence in the briefing room." Sarah rubbed her tired eyes. "Tell him I'll be there in 5 minutes." She gathered her data tablets, double-checking the encryption on her findings. The Arcturus Alliance had arrived 6 months ago, bearing gifts of advanced technology to help humanity join the galactic community. Their shield systems were supposedly a gesture of goodwill, meant to protect Earth's growing fleet of interstellar ships. The briefing room was already full when she arrived. Admiral Drake stood at the head of the table, his weathered face illuminated by the holographic display of Earth's defense grid. Representatives from various space agencies filled the seats, all eager to implement the Arcturian technology. "Dr. Chen," Drake nodded. "Your team's progress report." Sarah took a deep breath. Speaking out could end her career if she was wrong. Staying silent could end humanity if she was right. "Sir, I recommend we halt implementation immediately." The room fell silent. The shield harmonics contain embedded frequencies that shouldn't be there. They're designed to create a cascading resonance effect when activated at full power. Drake's expression remained neutral, but his eyes sharpened. "Meaning?" "Meaning that if we install these shields across our fleet as suggested, a single command signal could trigger a chain reaction. It would turn every shield generator into an explosive device." Murmurs filled the room. A representative from the European Space Agency stood up. "That's an outrageous accusation. The Arcturians have been nothing but helpful." "Have they?" Sarah projected her analysis onto the main display. "Look at these power signatures. They're masked by legitimate shield frequencies, but they're there. My team found them by accident while trying to improve efficiency." Admiral Drake studied the data, his jaw tightening. "How many people know about this?" "Just my core team, sir. We've kept it compartmentalized." "Good." Drake turned to the room. "This meeting never happened. Dr. Chen, you'll continue working on implementation. As far as anyone knows, we're proceeding exactly as planned. But I want a second team, off the books, verifying these findings." Sarah nodded, relief flooding through her. "Sir, there's more. We think we can do more than just prevent the sabotage. The underlying technology, it's like nothing we've seen. If we can understand it fully." A slight smile crossed Drake's face. "Then we might just turn their trap into our advantage. Choose your team, Dr. Chen. Whatever resources you need." As the room cleared, Sarah's mind was already racing with possibilities. The Arcturians had revealed their true intentions, but they'd also handed humanity the keys to quantum shield technology. They thought humans would blindly trust, blindly implement. Instead, they'd given Earth's best minds the challenge of a lifetime. Her quantum lab would become a fortress of secrets, where Earth's future would be forged in the shadow of alien deception. The Arcturians thought they were setting a trap. They didn't realize they were about to learn a crucial lesson about human nature. We don't just survive threats. We transform them into opportunities. Sarah sent a message to her most trusted engineers. It was time to show the galaxy why you should never underestimate humanity's capacity for turning disaster into triumph. The underground facility beneath the Atacama Desert hummed with activity. 3 months had passed since Sarah's discovery, and Project Mirror, as it was now called, had transformed the abandoned mining complex into humanity's most advanced research center. Dr. Marcus Wong's fingers danced across his haptic interface, modeling another iteration of the Arcturian shield matrix. "Sarah, you need to see this." His voice carried the quiet excitement of breakthrough. "It's not just a destruct sequence, it's a beacon." Sarah moved from her workstation to Marcus's side, her eyes scanning the complex mathematical patterns floating in the air. The holographic display showed layers of quantum frequencies hidden within the shield design, each one more sophisticated than the last. They wanted to do more than destroy our fleet, Marcus explained, highlighting a particular sequence. These patterns, they're designed to ripple through subspace. The explosion would have created a quantum signature visible from anywhere in the galaxy. A signal flare, Sarah whispered, the implications hitting her. They're not working alone. The shields would have marked Earth as. She couldn't finish the sentence. As ready for harvest, Marcus completed grimly. But look what happens when we invert the frequency pattern. He manipulated the display, and the quantum signatures transformed. What was meant to be a beacon of vulnerability became something else entirely. Sarah's eyes widened as she understood. We can turn it into a quantum shield unlike anything they've imagined, she breathed. Their own signal technology, repurposed to create a defensive barrier that operates on multiple dimensional planes. The facility's security system chimed, announcing Admiral Drake's arrival. He entered the lab with Dr. Yuki Tanaka, their quantum physics expert, who had been coordinating with teams across the globe. Progress report, Drake asked, though the energy in the room already told him something significant had happened. Sarah gestured to the display. We've cracked their secondary protocol, sir. The Arcturians aren't acting alone. They're part of a larger coalition, one that's marked Earth for something bigger than a simple attack. Yuki stepped forward, her usually reserved demeanor charged with purpose. But we found a way to use their own technology against them. The quantum frequencies they embedded as weapons, we can reverse them, create a defense system that operates on principles they think we're centuries away from understanding. Drake studied the complex patterns. Can we implement this without them detecting the changes? Better than that, Marcus said, pulling up new schematics. We can make it look like we're struggling with the basic implementation, like we're barely managing to get their original design working. A slow smile spread across Drake's face. Keep them overconfident. Make them think their plan is proceeding exactly as intended. Sarah nodded. Meanwhile, every shield we install will be ready to transform from their trap into our triumph. We'll need at least another 2 months to complete the modifications and distribute the true specs through secure channels. You have 6 weeks, Drake replied. Our deep space monitoring stations have detected increased activity at the edge of the solar system. Whatever they're planning, they're getting ready to move. The Admiral's words hung in the air, charging the atmosphere with renewed urgency. Sarah turned back to her team, determination evident in every movement. They had 6 weeks to prepare humanity's greatest technological leap forward, all while maintaining the illusion of struggling with gift technology. As she returned to her workstation, Sarah thought about the Arcturians' fundamental mistake. They had assumed humanity would either blindly trust their gifts or be too primitive to understand the technology's true nature. Instead, they had handed Earth's brightest minds the keys to quantum engineering, wrapped in a puzzle that demanded solving. The complex buzzed with energy as teams worked through the night, each person driven by the knowledge that they were part of humanity's greatest deception. Soon, their visitors would learn a crucial lesson about underestimating human potential. But first, they had to perfect their performance as the grateful, struggling recipients of advanced technology. In the depths of the Atacama Desert, humanity's future was being rewritten, one quantum frequency at a time. And when the moment of truth arrived, their would-be conquerors would discover just how thoroughly their plans had been turned against them. A signal flare, Sarah whispered, the implications hitting her. They're not working alone. The shields would have marked Earth as. She couldn't finish the sentence. As ready for harvest, Marcus completed grimly. But look what happens when we invert the frequency pattern. He manipulated the display, and the quantum signatures transformed. What was meant to be a beacon of vulnerability became something else entirely. Sarah's eyes widened as she understood. We can turn it into a quantum shield unlike anything they've imagined, she breathed. Their own signal technology, repurposed to create a defensive barrier that operates on multiple dimensional planes. The facility's security system chimed, announcing Admiral Drake's arrival. He entered the lab with Dr. Yuki Tanaka, their quantum physics expert, who had been coordinating with teams across the globe. Progress report. Drake asked, though the energy in the room already told him something significant had happened. Sarah gestured to the display. We've cracked their secondary protocol, sir. The Arcturians aren't acting alone. They're part of a larger coalition, one that's marked Earth for something bigger than a simple attack. The Arcturian ambassador's smile never reached his silver eyes as he toured Earth's orbital defense platform. Sarah maintained her carefully crafted expression of nervous pride as she demonstrated the progress of their shield integration. As you can see, Ambassador Kex, we've successfully implemented the basic harmonics across 60% of our defense grid, she explained, deliberately stumbling over some of the technical terms, though we're still having trouble with the more advanced resonance patterns. Kex nodded, his elongated features showing just a hint of satisfaction. Such difficulties are to be expected, Dr. Chen. Your species is still quite young in terms of quantum engineering. Perhaps we should send additional technical advisors. Oh, that won't be necessary, Admiral Drake interjected smoothly. Dr. Chen's team is making steady progress. We wouldn't want to burden your people with our learning process. As they continued the tour, Sarah's quantum pad silently recorded the ambassador's own energy signatures. Back in the Atacama facility, Marcus and Yuki would use this data to perfect their countermeasures. Every interaction with the Arcturians provided more pieces to the puzzle. The real breakthrough had come 3 weeks ago, when they discovered the true nature of quantum resonance. The Arcturians hadn't just given them sabotage technology. They'd inadvertently revealed the fundamental principles of dimensional engineering. Humanity hadn't just learned to detect the trap. They'd learned to bend reality itself. After the ambassador's departure, Sarah made her way to the station's secure communications hub. The room's quantum shielding, ironically built using modified Arcturian tech, ensured absolute privacy. Report, Drake commanded once the security protocols were active. They're getting impatient, sir. Kex's bio readings showed elevated stress patterns when he saw our limited progress. They're worried we might stumble onto something if they give us too much time. Drake's hologram nodded. Matches our intelligence. We're detecting increased fleet movements near Neptune. How close are we really? Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The entire defense grid is ready, sir. What they're seeing is just a shadow program running on the surface. Underneath, we've got quantum shields that can operate on 12-dimensional planes simultaneously. The moment they try to trigger their trap, we trigger ours, Drake finished. And the rest of the plan? Ask Dr. Tanaka, Sarah said, just as Yuki's hologram materialized in the hub. The quantum physicist's usually calm demeanor crackled with excitement. We've finished implementing Protocol Prometheus, Yuki reported. When their signal attempts to activate the destructive sequence, it won't just fail, it'll backfire spectacularly. The quantum feedback will overload their own shield systems, and they won't see it coming, Marcus added, his hologram joining the conversation. We've masked everything behind layers of apparent incompetence. As far as their scans can tell, we're barely managing to implement their basic designs. Drake studied the latest technical readouts. Time estimate. Based on their fleet movements and Kex's behavior, we expect them to make their move within 2 weeks, Sarah answered. We've distributed the real shield protocols to every Earth ship through quantum-encrypted channels. The entire fleet is ready, even though it looks like we're struggling with basic implementation. 2 weeks, Drake mused. To spring a trap 5 years in the making. The Arcturians and their allies thought they were being clever, offering us technology we weren't ready for, waiting for us to destroy ourselves. Instead, Sarah finished, they gave us exactly what we needed to leap forward centuries in development. The moment they try to trigger their weapon, humanity will demonstrate just how dangerous it is to underestimate us. As the meeting concluded, Sarah looked out at Earth shining below the station. Somewhere out there, an alien armada was preparing to exploit humanity's supposed weakness. They had no idea they were about to encounter humanity's greatest strength, our ability to transform our adversaries' advantages into our own. The next 2 weeks would change the galaxy's understanding of humanity forever, and Sarah Chen, the woman who had first spotted the deception, would have a front-row seat to the greatest reversal in human history. The alert came at 300 Earth Standard Time. Sarah was already awake, running final simulations when the quantum sensors detected the incoming fleet. They emerged from hyperspace in perfect attack formation. Over 200 Arcturian vessels, accompanied by ships of at least 3 other alien species. "Right on schedule," she muttered, initiating Protocol Prometheus. Admiral Drake's voice echoed through the orbital defense platform's command center. "All stations, battle positions. Remember, maintain the deception until my mark." The alien fleet's approach was deliberate, unhurried. They expected no resistance. Why would they? As far as they knew, Earth's entire defense grid was compromised, ready to tear itself apart at their command. Ambassador Kex's hologram appeared on the main display, his silver eyes gleaming with triumph. "Admiral Drake, Dr. Chen, I regret that our relationship must end this way, but your species' advancement poses too great a risk to galactic stability." Drake's expression remained neutral. "Ambassador, your fleet's presence violates multiple treaty agreements. I demand an explanation." "Come now, Admiral." Kex's smile was cold. "You must have suspected. We've guided dozens of young species to their doom this way. Give them technology they're not ready for. Wait for them to destroy themselves. It's more efficient than direct conquest." Sarah stepped forward, playing her part one last time. "The shield modifications, you meant for us to fail. Of course. Right now, your entire defense grid is one command away from catastrophic failure. Your ships will tear themselves apart, leaving Earth defenseless. The strong survive, Doctor. Your species simply isn't ready for the galaxy's harsh realities. Humanity is full of surprises, Ambassador." Sarah's fingers danced across her quantum interface. "Now, Admiral." Drake's voice rang out. "All ships, initiate Protocol Prometheus." For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then Sarah's console lit up with confirmation signals as the true nature of Earth's defense grid revealed itself. The quantum shields shimmed, their frequencies shifting through multiple dimensional planes simultaneously. Kex's triumphant expression faltered. What is this? Impossible." He frantically entered commands into his own system. "The failsafe. Trigger the failsafe." "Having trouble, Ambassador." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. "Your quantum frequencies aren't quite doing what they're supposed to." The alien fleet's weapons powered up, but it was already too late. As they tried to trigger their sabotage protocol, the modified shield grid responded with devastating effectiveness. Quantum feedback cascaded through the enemy fleet, overwhelming their own shield systems. "How?" Kex demanded, his hologram flickering as his ship's systems began to fail. "You couldn't have understood the technology this quickly. It's impossible." "You made 2 mistakes," Sarah explained, watching as ship after ship in the alien fleet lost power. "First, you assumed we'd trust blindly. Second, you gave us just enough knowledge to see through your deception and rebuild your technology into something far more powerful." Drake stepped forward. "Your entire fleet is now trapped in a quantum containment field of our own design, based on your technology, but enhanced by human innovation. I suggest you surrender before we demonstrate what else we've learned from your gift." The command center erupted in cheers as the alien fleet hung powerless in space, caught in humanity's counterattack. Years of preparation, months of secrecy, all leading to this moment of triumph. But Sarah's celebration was cut short by new alerts on her quantum sensors. The readings made her blood run cold. "Admiral," she called out urgently, "we're detecting massive quantum disturbances at the edge of the system. Multiple signatures, much bigger than anything we've seen before." Drake's expression hardened. "Kex's allies?" "No." Sarah studied the readings with growing concern. "These signatures, They're completely different, I think. She looked up at the main display, where new contacts were beginning to appear. I think we just got someone else's attention. The quantum sensors screamed as massive ships began emerging from hyperspace, vessels that dwarfed even the Arcturian fleet. Their design was entirely alien, their purpose unknown. Humanity's moment of triumph had attracted unexpected witnesses, and the real test was about to begin. The massive vessels hung in space like silent monoliths, their crystalline surfaces refracting starlight in impossible patterns. Sarah's quantum sensors struggled to make sense of their energy signatures. These ships operated on principles that made even the Arcturian technology look primitive. Multiple transmissions incoming, the communications officer announced, her voice steady despite the tension. The main display flickered, and Sarah found herself staring at beings she could barely comprehend. They appeared as shifting patterns of light and energy, their forms barely contained within what looked like crystalline environmental suits. "We are the Axiom." The transmission began, their words somehow conveying both authority and curiosity. "We have observed this conflict. Your solution interests us." Admiral Drake stepped forward. "I am Admiral Drake of Earth. We mean no hostility." Hostility. The Axiom's response held something almost like amusement. "You have demonstrated far more than that. You have shown innovation, adaptation, understanding." Ambassador Kex, his hologram still active from his disabled ship, spoke up desperately. "Great Ones, these humans are dangerous. They turned our own technology against us. They cannot be trusted with." Silence. The Axiom's command cut through Kex's protest like a blade. "You and your coalition have been observed for centuries, culling promising species through deception. Your time is ended." Sarah watched in amazement as the crystalline ships moved into formation around Earth's solar system. Their presence alone seemed to bend the fabric of space-time. "Humanity," the Axiom continued, "you were given corrupt tools, meant for your destruction. Instead, you not only saw through the deception but transformed it into something new, something even we had not considered." "The quantum dimensional shifting?" Sarah asked, her scientific curiosity overwhelming her awe. "Indeed, your species took basic quantum principles and extrapolated new applications within months. What others would use for destruction, you turned to defense. This is why we have watched, waited, and now reveal ourselves." Drake's expression remained cautious. "What exactly are you proposing?" "An exchange. Real exchange, not the false gifts of the Arcturian coalition. Your perspective is unique, fresh. You see patterns others miss, find paths others overlook. We offer genuine knowledge, freely given in return for your insights." The command center fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity hadn't just survived an attempt at their destruction. They'd caught the attention of what appeared to be one of the galaxy's most advanced civilizations. "And them." Drake gestured to the contained Arcturian fleet. "They will face consequences for their actions, but their fate is not your concern. Your path lies elsewhere now." The Axiom's form shifted, patterns of light dancing. "Your species stands at a crossroads. You have proven yourselves not just capable of survival, but worthy of advancement." Sarah stepped forward. "You're offering to teach us." "Teaching implies hierarchy. We propose collaboration. Your quantum innovations already show potential we had not imagined. Together, we could explore dimensions of science yet undreamed." Over the next few hours, as Earth's leadership convened an emergency session, the future of human civilization was reshaped. The Arcturian coalition's attempt to destroy humanity had instead catapulted Earth into an alliance with beings who viewed the universe in ways they had never imagined. 1 month later, Sarah stood in the newly established Quantum Exploration Center, watching as human scientists worked alongside Axiom researchers. The facility hummed with energy as teams explored principles that merged human intuition with advanced alien knowledge. "Quite a view, isn't it?" Marcus joined her at the observation window. Hard to believe this all started with us finding a trap in some shield specifications. Sarah smiled, watching as a young engineer excitedly explained a new theory to an axiom scientist. They thought they were testing our trust, but they were really testing our potential. Humanity didn't just survive their test. We rewrote the rules. Beyond the facility's windows, Earth's new quantum defense grid shimmered with power, a testament to human ingenuity. And in high orbit, the first joint human axiom exploration vessels were being constructed, ready to carry humanity's innovative spirit to the stars. The Arcturians had meant to end humanity's journey to the stars. Instead, they had unwittingly launched humanity's greatest adventure. As Sarah returned to her work, she couldn't help but smile at the irony. Sometimes the greatest opportunities came disguised as threats, and humanity's greatest strength was not just surviving challenges, but transforming them into triumphs. In the vast expanse of space, Earth now shone as a beacon of innovation and resilience, a testament to the unpredictable power of human potential. The galaxy would never be the same, and neither would humanity.